Okay, so we'll start standing as usual. Do a little standing and centering and breathing, balancing, all that stuff. So feet comfortably under the hips. If you have a pet nearby that wants to join you, toes pointed forward. Okay, lifting tall through the back of the head, lifting the heart, letting the shoulders relax, letting the tailbone drop. And we're going to start by inhaling and lifting our heels, and you can float your arms up with it if you want, lifting the arms as you lift your heels, and then exhaling back down. So just a nice full breath. Inhale, lift tall, coming up onto the toes, and exhale, lower. And of course, trying to maybe get up a little higher each time and maybe stay up a little longer. Good. Now lift. I'm getting about 1/4 of an inch off the ground. And exhale, lower. And then letting your weight shift over to the left side, letting the right knee float up. Maybe your arms come with it. And lower down, shifting the weight over to the right, floating the left knee up, and maybe your arms want to come up with that leg. And lower back down. Do it again. So shifting the weight back to the first leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And shift over, lift your other leg up, your left leg up if you're on same side as me. Good. And lower down. Right. And then we're going to bring our hands just to the back of our head, kind of behind your ears. That you don't have to bring your hands together at all, but just place them at the base of the skull with the elbows wide and keeping the head lifted. You might need to pull the rib cage back a little bit to make sure it's lined up over your pelvis, right? So this will just kind of open our chest, and we're going to inhale. And as we inhale, we're going to lift our heart, kind of back bend a little bit, looking up. And then as we exhale, we're going to round our upper back, right? So just the shoulders and the upper back are going to round forward, and then coming up and inhaling again. So think of a cat-cow for your shoulders or your upper back, right? Lifting on the inhale, and then exhale, round, like you're sort of lengthening your neck and head, rounding over. Okay, good. Inhale, keep going. Lift, open, back to neutral, and then exhale, round over. Good. And then coming to standing to neutral, inhale, tall, exhale, twist. So just looking back over one shoulder, and then inhale back to center, growing tall, exhale, twist. Good. A couple more. Inhale, tall, exhale, twist. Good. Inhale, tall, exhale, twist. And center. Stay here. Keep your hands here. Inhaling, tall, exhale, over to one side. So taking that side bend, right? And then lifting back up as you inhale, and then exhale over to the other side. So that elbows pointing up toward the ceiling, that stretch in our side, and then keep going. Inhale, center, 2 more, exhale over to the side, inhale, center, lifting, and exhale over. And lift up, and go ahead and release your arms, shake them out, shake your shoulders, and then bringing our hands onto our thighs, bending the knees a little bit. We're going to focus more on the lower part of the spine, a little movement here. So you're going to just do a little cat-cow movement. You're going to curl the tailbone under as you exhale, and then lift the tailbone, lift the chest as you inhale. Good. And then exhale, curl the tailbone under, letting the back round as much as you want to, and then lift on the good. Exhale, curl, feeling our spine, just moving in that wave-like motion. Lift and curl, round. Good. And then come to neutral and stand back up. We're going to just loosen up our joints by circling our hips around a few times. So just want to kind of loosen our spine here and get a little bit of mobility in our spine and our hips and our low joints, right? The lower body joints. And then reverse your circles, just nice and big. I should probably do this more often. Good for my ankle. All right, and then coming to center, we're going to come to the end of the mat or wherever you want to be. Roll down. So inhaling here, letting our head and shoulders and arms relax as we exhale down and just hang. Let your body hang. Let your knees bend and straighten. Hopefully you can release the head and neck. Just let it dangle. Let the head dangle here. And then we'll walk our hands out into pike down dog. Knees slightly bent so we can elongate the spine, lift the tailbone. And then just letting your body sort of move with this position, working those heels down, maybe side to side, rocking a little side to side. You might rock forward and back to whatever feels good to you. Letting the head release and the neck. Giving some blood to our brain. And then we'll make a little more distance between our hands and our feet to come into a high plank or a regular plank. And taking a couple deep breaths here. Then we'll bring ourselves down to our mat, either slowly by bending your elbows and lowering down, or bringing your knees onto the mat and then coming around to sitting. And then we're just going to come onto our back, so just lengthening your spine onto the mat. Bringing your feet up in line with our sits bones here. And let's just relax our arms by our side or put them wherever you want to. Okay. Inhaling here as we just let our spine move naturally. It sort of arches as we inhale, and as we exhale, then our tailbone curls up and we peel off of the mat, one vertebra at a time, up into a bridge. At the top of our bridge, we're going to relax our shoulders and our neck. Any adjustments you might need to make with your feet, and taking some breaths here. So as you hold your bridge and breathe, you might imagine that you have a squishy ball or something between your legs that you're just gently squeezing as you exhale, right? Just so that we can engage our inner leg muscles, our pelvic floor a little bit, right? A very little micro movement. Keep pressing the hips up, keep breathing. Next exhale, we'll melt the spine down, one bone at a time. Relax your pelvis, your hips. We're going to open our legs a little wider so that like the inside edge of the mat. Turn the heels slightly in. And we're going to inhale here, exhale, peel off of the mat, up into our nice wide bridge. And now our ball or our block or whatever we're squeezing between our legs is a little bigger. So just imagining that you're squeezing a little bit on that invisible ball as you exhale. Pressing the hips up as much as you can. Right? Next exhale, we'll melt our spine down one bone at a time and relax the hips. And then we'll bring our legs all the way together. So now our squishy ball is deflated or whatever you've got there. Try to get your ankles, calves, knees, everything as close as possible. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to kind of squeeze those thighs and peel off of the mat here. So our legs stay nice and close together in our bridge, right? As we exhale, gently squeeze those thighs together. Just a little bit. Pressing the hips up as much as we can. Good. And next exhale, go ahead and keep that squeeze as you melt your spine down all the way. All right, and now we'll open our knees apart so our feet are together in our open bridge. Just let your legs relax, your hips relax. And then we're going to exhale a little bit off the mat here. So just float those hips up an inch or two. Taking some breaths here. And then next exhale, let your spine melt all the way down. Relax your hips, let your knees and just open and relax a little bit. So we feel the hips kind of opening up here. Great. And then we'll lift the knees up, let them sway over to the right. Maybe slide our left arm up by our ear and look over to that side. Breathe into that rib cage. And then lift the knees, sliding the arm down. Sway the legs to the left, maybe sliding that right arm up to the right. And bring everything back to the center. All right. We're going to gently imprint our spine into the mat. So pull that low back into the mat. Lift your right leg into tabletop and your left leg into tabletop. And then we're going to bring our hands behind our head and clasp them. Open our knees apart with our heels together. So this is frog position, right? So we keep our heels together, knees and toes pointed out. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to press up and open the legs into a straddle, right? And then point, flex the feet a couple of times. Inhale, the heels come back together. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhaling. Exhale as we press up. This time we're going to extend through those heels, straightening our legs, reaching through the heels. Kind of squeeze your legs together. Point the toes. Flex the feet. Lie back down as you inhale. So this is frog, right? Exhale, press up again, reaching through those heels. Squeeze the legs together. Point the toes. Flex the feet. lie back down as you inhale, pulling the heels in as much as you can. Exhaling, press out again, squeeze the legs together, point the toes, lift the legs to the ceiling, flex the feet, lower the legs back down, and now bend the knees and bring the heels in as you lie down. Okay, so inhaling, exhaling, press up at that angle, whatever it is, squeeze the legs together, point the toes, lift the legs up, flex the feet, lower the legs down, bend the knees as you lie down, pull the heels in. Keep going, a couple more. Exhale, press out, squeeze, point the toes, lift, flex, lower, bend, and lie back down. Nice deep breath, full breath. Exhale, press up, squeeze, point the toes, lift the legs, flex the feet, lower down, bend the knees, lie back down and stay here with your legs in frog. And you're going to let your arms come out from your shoulders in T position. Squeeze those heels together, sway over to one side on the inhale, anchoring your shoulders down, and exhale back up. Right, so keep the heels kind of squeezing together here. Inhale to the other side. Keep our shoulders on the ground and exhale back. Keep going. Inhale to the side and exhale up. Inhale to the side and exhale up. Make sure you keep the heels together in contact with each other and the legs pretty much stay in the same position. One more. Inhale over. Exhale up to the top. And when you come to the top, let your legs come together, hug your knees, give them a little squeeze and rock around a bit. And then hanging onto our right leg, we're going to stretch our left leg long on the mat. Stretch our legs away from each other here, pulling that knee a little bit toward the shoulder as we stretch it in. Curl your head up to your leg if you like. Give that back a little stretch. Good. Lie down. Slide your left leg up. Stretch your right leg out. Stretching our legs away from each other here. Bring that knee toward the shoulder a bit. You might curl up toward your knee and kind of give your back a little stretch here. And lie back down and then slide your right leg. Both legs are up in tabletop. So not in frog, just tabletop. Okay, hands behind the head. And we're going to inhale, lengthen, lift those elbows. As you exhale up, you're going to rotate to the left and stretch your right leg out at an angle. Good. Inhale back to center. Lie back down. We're going to stay on that same side. So we're going to keep going with that right leg extended, turning to the left. We're going to stay on one side instead of doing what we usually do. Okay, lie back down as you inhale. Exhale up. Extend the right leg again, and now lower that leg down. Lift it back up. Bend the knee as you come center and lie down. So we add a little bit of lowering. As we exhale up, we extend that right leg. Lower it down. We're looking over our left elbow. Lift it back up. Come center and down. Good. Exhale up. Extend that right leg. Lower it down. Lift it up. Come center. Now we'll switch over to the other side. Exhale up. Turn to the right as you extend your left leg. Lower down. Bring it back. Come center. And relax your head. Deep breath. Exhale. Stretch up. Lower. Lift. Coming center. Lying down. Keep going on that side. Extend through that left leg. Turn to the right. Lower a little bit. Lift. Doesn't have to be very far down at all, right? Extend as you turn. Lower. Lift. Back to center. lie down. Let's do one more. Exhale, extend as you rotate, lower, lift, back to center, and lie down and relax and hug your knees again. Because it's morning for you. Okay. So let's stretch our legs out, stretch our arms over our head, flexing the feet, doing a big full body stretch. We're going to reach through one side and then the other. So lengthening the side and then lengthening the other side, feeling our hips and our shoulders kind of moving up and down as we stretch our sides, right? Reach, 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 reach. Good. And then relax everything. Open the legs a little wider. Feet flexed. Open the arms into a V. Bring one hand over to the other. Reach across for that hand as far as you can reach without your legs moving, without your body really changing position. You're just pulling into that spiral, open back out. Take it to the other side. So we're doing that a couple more times, maybe getting a little more stretch. That spiraling motion of our body reaches across and back down and to the other side. Great. And coming onto our back, we're going to bring our legs together, sweep the arms down, and if you want to, just wedge your hands under your low back to roll up, or you can come up a different way. Come up to sitting, and we'll extend our legs in front of our hips here. Lift our sits bones. Right. Lift the spine, bring the pelvis forward, and take a little stretch over the legs. And come up. And then open the legs to a straddle, however wide you want to go, with your hands between your legs. And just take a couple stretches this way by sliding the hands out as far as you can. And then sliding them back as you stack your spine. Just doing that a couple times. So if you can, round your spine to come forward, but you can also just hinge at the hips if you don't want to round your spine and keep your back flat, right? So either way. One more stretch, forward, and back up. All right. And then bring the legs back together. Bend the knees in that half bend with your heels in line with your sits bones. And let's cross our arms here, like just stack your arms or your hands on your elbows. Good. Inhale. As we exhale, we're just going to round back to our sacrum or so, just finding that place where you can hang out. Tailbones curled under, shoulders relaxed, lift one knee to the elbow and bring it back, and other knee to the elbow and bring it back, and alternating. Good. Breathe. Good. And then let's maybe add a little rotation to that, because we could do this all day, right? So you're going to rotate left elbow to right knee and down, right elbow to left knee. Take a little twist. Are your legs still going in that straight line as you twist? We're not bringing our knees out of alignment as we twist. Okay, when we're even on both sides, we're going to come up, relax your arms. Right, that warmed us up. Okay, so we're going to bring our Hands underneath our thighs and lift the spine tall. As you exhale, curl the tailbone under. If you want to use your hands, you can. Otherwise, release your legs, coming onto the back for our roll-ups. As we inhale, we lift the head and shoulders, reach for our feet, or climb up your legs if you want. Let your legs bend and straighten, or keep them straight or bent, whatever feels good to you. Stretch over the legs, inhale, exhale down. I like to let my knees bend a little bit when I go down, right? Nice deep breath, reach. I like to extend my legs when I come up. Good. You can find what works for you today, right? Inhale, exhale, shoulders relaxed, chest open. And you might sweep your arms around and reach for your feet. Okay, and again, inhale, exhale down, getting warmed up. We're going to add a little challenge in a minute if you want. Nice full breath, exhaling, using that exhale to come up. Stretch if you want over that leg, over the legs, I mean. And then if you want a little extra challenge, you can cross your arms on your chest and try it that way, right? Exhaling down. Great. Inhaling, lift the head and shoulders. Exhale, roll up. And if it doesn't work to do that, you can just release your arms and reach. Good. Inhale, exhale back. It's up to everybody's own. Good. Inhale, exhale up. Everybody's in a different place. Do what works for you. Right? You might stretch over the legs. And one more. The breath that's really your friend here, right? Your exhale. Good. Stretching over the legs. All right. And when you finish and come to the top, you can stay there and stay here. And we'll take, if you want to use a strap or a band, you can grab that and bring it around your right foot. Lift the leg up, or use your hands. Lift the leg up, flattening the back, shoulders down. Pull that leg towards you. Give that leg a stretch. And then rolling back onto our back. Leg in the air. Might bend and straighten your knee or whatever feels good to you. Really anchoring through our left leg, stretching through our left leg. The leg that's on the ground will really help you get a stretch. If you can get that leg all the way down and moving the foot. Flexing and pointing. Might tilt your foot side to side. And then getting our leg as straight as we can, as close to a 90-degree angle. And then foot flex, take it across the body slowly until you find that stretch. I even press against my knee to hold my leg straight because the knee wants to bend, but really get a good stretch if you can keep your leg from bending, and just finding how far your leg can go and breathing into that stretch, right? For our sciatic channel there. And then we'll lift up, open the leg out, keeping it high and straight with our other hip down. One way you can do that is you can bend that left leg and open the knee to the side if you like that. That's one way to help keep the hip down. We've always done it pretty much with a straight leg, but all right. And then lift the leg up. Great. Pull your knee towards your armpit. So like you're lunging on your back. Sole of the foot facing the ceiling, stretching through that left leg. So we get a little hip flexor stretch there. And go ahead and straighten the leg. And then if you want to do leg circles with the band, you can do that, or take off your prop if you're using one and have your arms out from your shoulders. We're going to circle the leg across, down, exhaling it back to the top. Let your knee bend if it needs to. Anchor your left leg. Relax your shoulders. Take a nice big circle all the way around. Right? Letting the hips move. And then we'll, after about 4 or 5, reverse your circles. Take it out, down, across. Leg circles are a gift to humankind, right? They're really a good exercise. Last one, or if you're counting, when you get to the top of your leg circle, we're going to grab hold of our leg. So we're going to try to keep that leg as we climb up and lower the leg. We're going to try to keep it as high as we can, right? So you're going to keep it as high as you can as you bring yourself up. And then find where your leg is. It might be here, it might be up here, it might be down here. Give it a little stretch and lower. Just trying to make that a little more challenging for you. Okay, then we're going to stretch our left leg. So you're using something, grab hold, stretch the leg up, belly toward thigh, flattening the back. Do a little stretch here, and then we'll come all the way back. Funny how it always feels like Monday when we're stretching our legs, doesn't it? Doesn't matter what day of the week. Okay, and you might bend and straighten the leg. Those muscles have a way of just bouncing right back. And we might move our foot, point and flex. Work that foot a little bit, stretch it. Maybe tilting side to side, getting into the ankle. My left foot has to do all the work for both feet. Okay, and then we'll get our leg as straight as we can. Foot flex, taking it across the body, feeling that stretch, and just breathe into it. Stop and breathe. Or you might go a little farther, very, very carefully. All right, and then we'll lift, open the leg out to the side, the right hip down. And again, you can either keep that right leg straight or you can bend it, open your knee out to the side if you like. Keeping that leg as high as possible so we get in those inner leg muscles, right? Adductors. All right, and then we'll lift that leg back up and pull our knee towards our armpit, like we're lunging on our back, stretching through that right leg. I like this for a hip flexor. Also gets into the hip a little bit, left hip. All right, and then we're going to do some circles. So you might use this bend, or you might release and have your arms out from your shoulders. And we'll take that leg across, sweep it down, exhaling around and back. Again, you can bend your leg that's circling, but try to keep your other leg really planted on the mat. Shoulders relaxed. Letting our hips move. Some mobility there. And after 4 or 5 or so, you're going to reverse the circle. Really breathing. And then when you've finished your circles on that side, we're going to see if we can, again, keep our leg as high as possible as we come up by climbing up the leg. Okay. And maybe you can climb all the way with your leg up, maybe not. Give it a stretch wherever you are. And lower that leg down. Ah, leg circles, the best. Okay. So let's go ahead and pick up our first leg again. Now that we don't have a strap or a band, you can do the official way. We'll actually climb the tree. So you're going to pull your leg toward you and lean back a little bit to get it as high as possible. It's nice and stretched out, right? We've got it up there. And then we're going to climb down our tree gracefully onto our back. Good. And take a nice full breath. Then as we exhale, we're going to climb back up, pressing the leg into our hands to help us climb up the tree. Hug your leg towards you and then climb one more time back down. The roll up. It's a roll up, right? Take a nice deep breath and then pressing leg into hands. It might be harder the second time. And then one more stretch. Good. And lower that leg. We haven't done this in a while. So, okay, pick up your other leg if it's your left leg or whichever one you haven't done. Okay, lifting that leg and then leaning back, lifting it a little higher. Great. So we're here. And then we're going to climb down gracefully as possible. And then when we come down, we take a little moment and then inhale, exhale up. Try to keep it as high as possible. Yeah. Such an accomplishment. All right. And then we're going to pull and give it a stretch. And then we're going to climb one more time down our tree. I know you love this one. Okay, and then taking a moment, nice full breath, one more time, climb up our tree. Oh. One leg will probably be different than the other leg. And then you're going to stretch your leg towards you and lower back down. Oh, okay, we're done. That's hard work. Okay, roll onto your back. Bring your arms over your head, legs together, arms together. We're going to roll our body onto our side, whatever side you want to start with. Good. And your arms might be over your head, or you might bring your arm to the ceiling, on the ground, whatever you want to do here. Glue your legs together, flex the feet. Nice deep breath. As we exhale, we float the legs up, keeping them tight together. And you might, I like to do this one lately. I'm just reaching my arm, kind of pressing up a little bit and lower back down. Keep those legs tight together as you inhale, exhale up again. And lower back down one more time. Nice deep breath. Getting our side body. Exhale up. Legs together. And lower back down. Great. You can bring your bottom hand in front of you. We're going to bend, our top hand. You're going to bend your legs, and you can either lay on your arm or you can come up on your elbow like that if you prefer. Okay, so we're going to have that half bend. So our heels lined up with our tailbone, our knees are lined up, right? And then we're going to lift our feet a little bit. Press your top heel into your bottom heel to open that top knee and close. Okay. So Inhale and exhale. So sort of pressing that top heel into your bottom heel helps you open and close that leg a little bit. Maybe we can even create a little space under our waist. And then we're going to add, so we're going to open that knee, extend the leg, bend it, close, right? So just inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. Open, extend, bend, close. Open, extend, bend, close, and lower the legs down and relax. So now we're going to let that top leg extend down the mat, lift it up, keeping the toes pointed forward, lower it down, bend the knee in, extend, lift it up, lower, bend the knee in, extend. So toes are pointed forward. We're lifting it however high it goes with your toes pointed forward. Right? And breathe. Good. Next time we lift our leg up, stay there, draw a little tiny circle, just a very small little movement there, holding your leg up, and reverse, and breathe. Mine's barely moving. You didn't have to move very much. All right, and then relax that leg, bend the knee in, take a little rest, and then extend the leg again. Like I said, little, flex the foot, kick forward, and point back. So we're gonna flex and point as we reach back with that straight leg. Inhale, good, and exhale. Like I said, you can be on your elbow if you prefer, or lying on your arm, really kind of up to your preference. Now we're going to go into a bicycle. So when we reach back, bend the knee, pull it forward, reach to the heel, and point back. Bend the knee, pull that knee up, reach to the heel, circle back. Nice and big, moving all of our joints. Good. This should feel really good in your hips, all this business. Okay, and then next time we go back, we reverse. So you kick, flex forward, knee bends, heel to butt, stretch back. Flex forward, knee bends, heel to butt, stretch back. Backwards. All right, last one. And then when you reach back, just let your legs relax together. Might give them a little, give that hip a little slap. Okay, so come onto your elbow and straighten your top leg. So we're gonna lift, press your elbow into the ground in line with your shoulder. Lift the rib cage, lift the arm, lift the hip. Right. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna round, reach through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round and reach through. Rib cage rotates around our spine as we reach through, right? So reach and lift and round. Good. This time when we lift up, we're going to go ahead and lower the hips, lower the arm, come up to sitting. If you can, have your legs folded next to you for a side stretch. If that works. Or wherever they need to be. And then we will cross that top leg over to give our hip a little stretch. You can kind of do it, explore whatever you like with this hip stretch, whatever feels good to you. You just want to get that side a little stretch. You might move your head and shoulders around too if you want. All right, and then we're going to come around, uncross yourself, come around to your back for the other side. We're going to roll onto our side again. So come onto our back, arms together, legs together, roll onto your side. Good. And again, you can have this top arm wherever you want, if you want it on the ground or over your head. Inhale, glue the legs together. Exhale, float the legs up as you maybe lift your head or press up a little bit here and float back down. Good, nice full breath. Exhale up, glued together. Super glue between their legs and back down. One more. Full breath. Float up and hold. And lower back down. And you can bend those knees, half bend, heels lined up with your tailbone, knees lined up. You can be on your elbow or laying on your arm. Lift the feet a little bit and open that knee. So pressing our top heel into our bottom heel as we open and close. Yeah. This can be a little bit tricky for the neck if you're on your elbow. So that's why I give you the option, up to you. Okay, we're going to add the leg extension. So you're going to inhale, extend, bend, and close. As long as you're breathing, it doesn't matter how your breath is with this, right? Just breathe, extend, bend, and close. Open, extend, and close. Feel that extension. Good. One more. Really open that hip. Open. Good. And close and relax the legs for a moment. And then that top leg stretches down, floats up, back down, and bend. So extend and lift, lower, toes point forward, and breathe. Next time we lift, stay up there, point the toes, little tiny circle. And reverse. And let that leg relax down. Let your knee bend because that's more relaxing for your leg and hip. And then we're going to go into kick. So straighten, flex the foot, kick forward, and point back. Nice big kicks, legs nice and straight. Right. Get that stretch in the front of the leg and hip flexors, and in the back of the leg and the hip. And then we'll go into bicycle. So next time we reach back, bend, pull the knee up, stretch through the heel, circle back, nice and big. All the joints moving. And then next time we go back, we'll reverse our bicycle. So we flex, bend, heel to butt, stretch back. Flex, bend, heel to butt, stretch back. Really nice and big. Great. And then next time we stretch back, we're going to relax our legs together. Great. And then come up onto your elbow, elbow under the shoulder, top leg straight, bottom legs bent. Lining up elbow with shoulder, lift the rib cage, lift the arm, lift the hips up. Inhale as you reach, exhale, round through. Good. Inhale, lift, exhale. Good. You might even get a little bit of a spine adjustment doing this one. Little crack. lift, and round. It's a really good stretch for the rib cage, torso, right area. Next time we lift, we're going to lower the hips, arm up to sitting. And if you can have your legs folded next to you, and we'll take a side stretch here. Yeah. If your legs are folded next to you, you get a little bit better stretch. That's why I say if you can, great. And then we'll do a hip stretch. So cross your top leg over, and whatever stretch you like to do works to stretch this hip. Right, and then we'll come out of that and onto our all fours. And we'll start by moving our spine a little bit. So fingers spread wide, curl the tailbone under. And then maybe press back to your heels. Lift back up and come into an arch, lifting the heart, lifting the tailbone, and then curl the tailbone under, round, and press back. Pull back up and come into letting our spine move. You don't have to do the version I'm doing, just something that moves your spine in an arch and sort of rounding, right? Moving it. However feels good to you. And then we're going to come to neutral and extend your left leg straight back, right arm straight out, touching the ground. So the fingertips touch the ground, the toes touch the ground. Let's see if you can just lift your arm and leg up and then touch them back down. Lift them up and touch them back down. Lift them up, touch down, and breathe. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Lower, exhale, lift. Great. And then we'll bring that hand and knee to the mat where they were. Start position, extending that right leg straight back, toes touch. Left arm out with your fingers touching. And then again, inhale, exhale, lift and reach. Inhale, touch down. Exhale, lift and reach. Reaching and lifting out. Right? And breathe. Good. And bringing everything back to start position. And then we're going to come into plank or half plank, and you can do this on your forearms if you like. So if it's too much for your wrists, you can also do it on your knees, or you can keep your knees here, okay? So if you're doing it in a full plank, all we're going to do is we're going to bring our knee towards our shoulder. Open the hip, bring your knee to your shoulder, and then step back. And then I have to do it with my knee on the mat on this side. Bring your knee to your shoulder and step back. So that's one way you can do it on your knees or in plank. So knee to shoulder and step back. Knee to shoulder and step back. So if you're doing it on both knees, right, you're going like this. Yeah, just alternating. Kind of feeling a stretch in your hip, a little opening. Okay, when you're even on both sides, come down to the knees, stretch back to your heels. And slide down onto your belly. Okay, so Sphinx pose, or that, that posture, position where your elbows are under your shoulders, right? Starting there. And then with our hands facing down on the ground, we're going to slowly straighten our arms and make any adjustments you need to make. Draw the shoulders down. Look at your belly. And look forward. And just letting your gaze be down so your head's in line with your spine. Let your arms slide out overhead. Good. Pressing the front of the hips into the mat. And reach and lift your left arm and right leg. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, reach and lift your right arm and left leg. Inhale, lower. So just breathing as you keep your hips pressing into the ground and lengthening and floating up. Opposite arm and leg. Good. And then both arms, both legs float up. You don't have to lift very high. And you're going to pull your elbows in. So you're hovering with your elbows pulling into the waist. Open your legs apart. They're not already. Hover. And then we're going to reach our arms over our head and bring our legs together. Pull your elbows in and down. Open your legs apart. Maybe lift a little higher. And then reach arms overhead. Squeeze legs together. Pull elbows in, open legs, reach overhead, legs together. Pull elbows in, legs open, reach over, legs together. One more. Pull elbows down, open the legs and lift, and reach. Squeeze legs together. Good. And then bring your elbows down onto the mat by your side. Relax. And then we'll lengthen our head and chest out and up, press into our hands, coming into our version of swan or cobra. And lower down. And then one more time to bring ourselves onto our knees to stretch back. So lengthen up, press into your hands, continue up to the knees, and stretch back to your heels. All right, taking that nice child's pose stretch. You might like your knees to be open, apart, and let your hips get a little opening there. And we can come out of that whenever you feel like your back has got a little bit of a stretch. Great. Okay, thank you all for coming. Those of you that are left, congratulations.